Hey guys, it's the Chad, your C10 truck nerd. Today, no C10s because we got a bunch of snow last night and it's really cold. Now that's going to give me the opportunity to go through and check a honeydew off of the list. The wife wants me to go through and repaint the whole bedroom again. Why? Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks really good to me, but hey, if she lets me keep bringing home these junk trucks, the least I can do is splash a little paint on the walls. Now when it comes to interior paint, my favorite line is Sherwin-Williams. Their paint's excellent, customer service is even better. I'd say their biggest downfall is their premium price tag. Now I'm a guy that's really cheap and doesn't like to spend extra money if I don't have to, but today I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm going to show you guys how you can go through and buy Sherwin-Williams paint for about half the price. Well, even though Sherwin-Williams paint comes at a premium price, it doesn't mean you can't get some type of discount. Probably the easiest way to get one is to go out on the old interwebs and sign up for their mailing list. That way, if they have any sales or coupons, you'll get a notification. A lot of times you can just go to their website and they'll have a 10 off a $50 coupon out there as well. Now, their paint is going to be more expensive than going to Home Depot or Lowe's because it's just better quality stuff if you ask me. If you look at houses on the outside where the paint's kind of dull or chalky, or just run your finger down your own siding, if it turns out white, you've got a really high clay content where Sherwin-Williams doesn't. So you do pay more premium price for the longevity of that paint. So most contractors or professional painters in our area, they're going to go through and use Sherwin-Williams super paint lines. Now this is really good paint. It's not their bottom of the line, but it's also not the premium line either. It's just great stuff for not only interiors, but exteriors. Now here's the downfall. It's $71.99 a gallon when it's not on sale for, let's say, a satin finish. I mean, for a guy that's really cheap like me, spending 72 bucks for a gallon of paint just kind of makes me want to be sick. Now, this is where we're going to save some money. When we decided to go through and repaint this room, we needed to pick a color, so we pulled out the old Sherwin-Williams swatch book. And if you're a frequent flyer at Sherwin's like we are, they're going to give you one of these, but you can ask to borrow one too. So once we found the color that we liked, we needed to get a sample of it. That way we could make sure it looked the same under our lighting or, ambient conditions. So most stores you can go through and spend a few bucks on a small little sample can. Well, not Sherwin. You got to buy a whole quart of this stuff. And it comes in at $10.19 a quart, and you only need just, a little bit. Now this is where the big savings can come in. 72 bucks for a gallon of their regular paint, $10.19 for a quart. 4 quarts in a gallon, so if I take $10.19 times 4, that comes out to be $40.76. So 72 minus 40, you do the math. I think you see where I'm going. So to paint this room, if I need 2 gallons of paint, I need 8 quarts. So I've never claimed to be a mathematician, but I think we can figure this one out. If I wanted to go with 2 gallons of the super paint, it would run me $71.99 a gallon times 2, which would be $143.98, versus the 8 sample quarts at $10.19 a quart times 8 turns out to be $81.52. By going with the samples, that would give me a grand savings of $62.46. Not too shabby. In today's market, that'd be like a half a tank of gas and a couple cartons of eggs. Now, if I wanted to go to a more premium series of paint, which is the Emerald line through Sherwin, that'd run me at $87.49 a gallon times 2, $175.89, versus the $81.52 for the quarts. Grand savings there would be $93.37. I mean, we're talking almost $100 by going with maybe a little lower quality of paint, but I still think it's excellent. So here's a question that will probably come up. Is it a pain to go out and have 8 sample quarts mixed up versus just 2 gallons? Not really. I mean, it does take a little bit more time, but if I'm saving a bunch of money, who cares? Now, the employees are probably going to give you some strange looks if you go in and ask for 8 sample quarts of the same color, but oh well. I've never had them stop me from doing this. I'm the customer. As long as they have the product in stock, I've never run into the issues. Now, if they do ask you and you tell them what you're doing out there, they're going to say, whoa, 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 Sherwin-Williams or we don't recommend that you go through and top coat your walls with this sample paint. It's just not good enough quality. Well, I would have to disagree. I've been using this paint for over a decade. I've never had an issue with it. I mean, truly, in this house alone, I've used 82 sample quarts to paint this entire house. No problems. Now, the downfall with the sample quarts is they only come in two finishes, flat and satin. So if you're looking for an eggshell or a semi-gloss, you're gonna have to move up to a more premium line. So when it comes time to paint, you've got a few options. Now, trying to use paint from 8 different sample quarts would be really tough, and each one of these are gonna be a little bit different shade when they get mixed too. So what I like to do is get a empty gallon can, and you can pour 4 quarts in there, and then you can stir it and mix it all together. That way you've got some pretty good consistency. If you don't have an empty paint can, what I like to use around here is my old Folgers coffee cans. These work out pretty good. Just mix it all up and you're ready to go. Now, I like to keep these old quart jugs too. These things are awesome for projects around the house, for nuts and bolts and any other things. What I also do is I take the old paint from the metal paint cans that we used to have, and I'll pour what's left over into here, because those old metal cans, they start rusting and getting all nasty. You can go through and write what color it is and the date on these quarts and save them down in the basement. Now, another thing I like about the quarts is when it comes time to start trimming the ceilings and the baseboards and all that stuff, I like using these because it's light and it's got a go handle, so it makes life easy. So now you guys know my Sherwin-Williams secret. It may not seem like a tremendous savings if you've got a small paint project, but if you think back, I used 82 sample quarts to paint this entire house so far. So if you do the math on using the quarts versus gallons, I've saved $676.21. That's huge. I am not gonna say that it didn't take me a lot of time to get 82 sample quarts mixed up over the years. I got a lot of questioning, got a lot of funny looks, people talking behind my back, but I saved $675, so you can make fun of me to my face. I don't really care. Now, Sherwin-Williams, they have excellent paint. Their customer service is even better. I know they know what I'm doing, but they've never, given me any issues with it because I'm the customer. So if you guys have a small paint project, such as a bathroom or a bedroom coming up, you might give this old Sherwin-Williams secret a try. I mean, the worst that happens, you're out $10.19 on buying a sample quart. But truly, I waited until they had their 30 or 40% off sales when I would buy this stuff to paint the house. I mean, that was a tremendous savings. So make sure you guys get on their mailing list. That way they can notify you when they do have those sales or coupons. Well, if you guys haven't, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm usually, making videos about working on old trucks, but I've got a lot of them out there too about cheap tips and tricks and how to save money. Well, I appreciate your time and thanks for watching.